What were the consequences of Reformation? First of all, it ended the religious unity in Europe. Okay. Second thing over here, it strengthened monarch as Pope's power had declined. Okay. It sparked the religious war, 30 years of war, and it encouraged individual conscience and freedom of belief. Is it clear? So these were the consequences of Reformation. Now understand that all this history, we don't have to go into detail, but just one thing you have to know, that there was a revolution named by Glorious Revolution. It was why we have to study, because first time over here the parliament exercised the power to appoint a king, right? It established the supremacy of parliament over the monarch. In the last class we discussed that there was development of monarchical form of government. They wanted to take back the power from the feudal lords. By coming of this time, what do we see after people go through the Renaissance stage and they start questioning? What happens that these people again question even the authority of the monarch, and they want to gain the supremacy, or you can say collective human will, which is represented at the parliament. Now this is moving towards the formation of democratic form of government, and all this led to limited monarchy's power and laid the groundwork for modern democracy, on which its line today's uh, French, today's American, all these constitution are based upon. Okay, and what is again democracy over here? Democracy derives from the word demos. Okay, you talk here about that government is for the people, by the people, and of the people. So what becomes important here, that human or the general will of a common man becomes important. Is it clear? Renaissance is clear. Second, uh, Reformation is clear, right? Now let's see the third part over here, which is scientific revolution. Okay, so it was marked by a shift from religious explanation to observation and reason, right? Everything was being questioned. The scientists, they changed church's authority and they introduced the modern methods. The first one over here is Copernicus, okay, and he gave the concept of heliocentrism. He opposed whatever church said. The church was saying that it was the sun which is revolving around the earth, but it is he who says that no, it is the earth which is revolving around the sun. Okay, and all this led to the foundation of modern astronomy. The second one, it was Galilei. He had improved the design of telescope. Okay, and it was he who further supported for heliocentrism. Okay, and also it is said that it led him to the trial even by the Roman Catholics, but his findings are today even continue to influence the science. Apart from this, all these enlightenment thinkers or scientists, you can quote these example. Mostly now UPSC is asking your essay papers based on ethical conception, and mostly the topic is regarding wisdom, human dignity, right? There these examples can be copied. Apart from this, there was Kepler, and he developed the three planetary laws, okay, that planets move in the elliptical orbits, and the time taken by planets to orbit the sun is related mathematically to their distance from the son. Not, this is not very much required. You can skip just his name in the scientific revolution. Yes, Francis Bacon, he has said that knowledge is power and it should come from observation, experimentation, and evidence, not the blind faith or any kind of tradition. Okay. Also, he is known as father of empiricism. He focused on the inductive method of drawing the conclusion. You observe, you experiment, and then you draw the conclusions. Apart from this, it was Isaac Newton, okay, who had basically discussed or given the law of motion, that the apple falls from a tree, then it is due to the gravitation, and it falls with a acceleration. Force is equal to mass into acceleration, and this acceleration is again gravity, right? So understand that what is the importance of this scientific revolution. Again, it weakened the church because control over knowledge, right? Critical questioning, critical analysis, opening up of human mind. It promoted rational and secular outlook. Scientific revolution is talking about dissection and human anatomy. It is breaking down the old shackles of medieval Europe. And further, it becomes the basis of modern science and technology. Right? So understand that it is reformation, it is the scientific revolution, along with the renaissance, that we enter into finally the age of enlightenment or the modern Europe. Is it clear? I hope this part is clear. We can further continue the another part in tomorrow's class. I'll be discussing about the enlightenment age and how in the enlightenment age there was discovery, geographical discovery to the various parts of the world. Okay.